thought they were going to get to him, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And they'll look to avoid an early 3-and-out here on 3rd and 4. This is caught. It's Cooks. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And all the way down to the 25-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 25-yard line. Here's Gurley. And down inside the 15 he goes. They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now it's Trubisky. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Second and goal from the 1. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Todd Gurley, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Rosen and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Rosen looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Now Trubisky to throw. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Woods. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And his throw is incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. That'll bring up 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Watch left. We own it. We own it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
On 3rd down, Trubisky. Spinning away. And that one's complete to Gurley. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Jakeem Grant back deep for Miami. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10.
Let's go. Let's do this.
At their own 20-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard...
And his first carry, he loses the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they take over already 5 yards deep into the red zone at the 15-yard line. And this is one of those bang-bang plays, Charles. Did the knee hit first or did the ball come out first?
This is where you need that 20/20 eyesight, don't you, Brandon? You've got to see which one happened first. If the knee hit the ground, then they will keep possession.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it to the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
He's checking.
Now Drake. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's make these babies crawl, boy, man. Go. I got one.
On 2nd and 7, Rosen. Throwing right, and that's complete. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Cannon Balaj. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the 2nd level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
1st down, here's the run to Montgomery. And some room to work. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
They gash him in a big way on that last run, and defense fortunate to tackle him on the 2-yard line, but doesn't necessarily mean that there's something wrong with the defense's plan. And that's the one thing the coordinator has to do to make sure the confidence stays high. Okay, sometimes we're going to get a big play against us. That doesn't mean we change everything and abandon our game plan, but now they have to stiffen and try and keep him out of the end zone.
80. 58, come on. Here we go.
Here's a run with Balaj. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Kalen Balaj, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Trubisky. And Cooks has it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
First down, Los Angeles.
Trubisky now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. Gurley. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Trubisky. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 15 yards on the play, 1st down. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary, and I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
At the 21-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Second down, it's Henderson, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The former Charger All-Pro, Eric Weddle, on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Switch it, come on, switch it.
Now they'll throw it with Trubisky. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Cooper Kupp, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go, 58 is the mic. Hey, Charlie. 58, boys, 58. 58 is Mike. Let's get it together, defense. Let's get it together. Monday. 58.
Now Rosen. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Hey, Alpha. Get away with 24 is the mic. I'm coming for you.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
You draw quarter. Check the corner. Right now.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. A quick hitter complete. It's Grant. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Right back to Drake. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They stay on the ground with Drake. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Carryover from the first half. That defensive line continues to control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're actually playing the game in the offense's backfield. They're taking those offensive linemen and pushing them back towards the quarterback and towards the runners. I still don't think, though, that you abandon the running game totally, because if you do, you're asking for a lot more hits on your QB.
Get that quarterback! 80. Hey, Haywood! 57's the mic. Rock 57. I got one. One day. 57. Mike, 57.
Now on 2nd and 13. Rosen. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
3rd and long here for Rosen. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And boy, they hit that one.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Balaj. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rosen. And throw right side complete to Parker. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
They tried to run right into the teeth of the defense on 3rd down, but looked like those teeth were pretty sharp.
They were having absolutely none of it. Stuffed them for a loss.
Yeah, couldn't get any leverage up front and move people aside in order to run the ball.
So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
First down, Rams.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he's got his man in stride, complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
Check 55 to Mike. Ran, hey, Echo. 55 Mike, guys, 55. Bring it.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Trubisky. And that's complete to Cooks. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 25 yards that time. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Howard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, 1st down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared, and intercepted the pass.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That 1st down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
Check 3. Tight dog. Check your hot read. Shift.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Drake. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Mike, 54. Here we go. Hey, alert.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
Check 43. 80. Hug. 58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Oh, here we go. Oh. Hey, 50. Smooth. 58 to Mike. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone. Alert. Mike.
Throws it here down around his own goal line. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Yeah, That's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you...
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. He's turning in a heck of a game. He's creeping up towards 200 yards, a pair of touchdowns now to go along with it.
There's so many things we can talk about in his game because we're seeing it all from him, but I love his vision. He's seeing the holes develop. He's seeing holes develop before they actually open. He's making sure he's getting to the right places, very decisive in his cuts, but his vision has been the key to all these big runs in this game.
And on that last long run, we got a pretty good look at his speed as well. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. They need a touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and a field goal. Pretty good start to the drive, though.
Yeah, good start to the drive, but the urgency has to really be increased by both the players on the field and everyone on the sidelines. Got to make sure everyone is up and into this game.
They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. It's complete to Drake. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and it's a 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
57, Mike 57. Here we go, D.
To throw is Rosen. Stiff-armed him. And he hits Drake.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Defense wins championships, baby. Hug. Hey, wahoo!
On 3rd down, Rosen. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Samson Abukum coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They go play action here on 1st down. He's going to loft one deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 20, 10, touchdown, L.A. Brandon Cooks, an even 90 yards. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is it bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like him? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Rosen will throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Check 24, check 24. 24 is the mic. It's a party now.
From the gun, it's Rosen. And it's caught by Parker. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A Miami first down on the 14-yard pickup.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Rosen now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Samson Abukum picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
57 is the mic. Watch 57. Bravo.
And now it's Rosen looking. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Drake. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now a draw play with Drake. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
Loss on the play. It's 4th down.
Here's Matt Hawk now. 2 minutes left to play in this. Football game here on EA Sports.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Looky here, Trubisky wants to throw it. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing here, Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Now, a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Gurley. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. 7 yards on the carry there, but now they're staring at 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Buddy up. Go 58's the mic. That's right, baby. They don't want it.
They'll keep it on the ground. Drake, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for Los Angeles, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Washington Redskins. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.